Level 1. The surface web. You open your browser. Type funny cat video. Hit enter. Congrats. You've just used the safest, most polished slice of the internet. Everything here is indexed, ranked, optimized, and heavily sanitized. Google crawls it. Algorithms curate it. Advertisers follow you like lost puppies, logging behavior patterns most users never consciously notice. Metrics watch silently as behavior shapes feeds, prices, rankings, relevance. YouTube, TikTok, Wikipedia, Amazon, Instagram, Reddit. The familiar giants all live here. Search engines scan this level nonstop, building massive indexes so you can find anything in seconds, often before you even finish typing. And despite feeling huge, this level is tiny. Less than 10% of the internet. Just the shiny tip of a very deep iceberg. It's built for everyone. Clean design, predictable layouts, safe content. The internet you could confidently show your grandma. Which makes it easy to forget that just beneath this glossy surface, things get weird fast. Every click here is measured. Every scroll optimized. You are not just a user, you're a data point. Comfort is the product, attention is the currency, predictability is the unspoken goal. And this is where most people's understanding of the internet completely breaks. Level 2. The Bergy Web. Drop one level and the internet suddenly feels nervous. The Bergy Web, sometimes called the Gray Web, isn't officially defined. It's the space between public and please don't look too closely. Search engines stop helping here. You won't find these sites unless you know the exact URL. Not because they're super secure, but because nobody wants to index a site with weekly copyright strikes or unstable hosting histories. This is where streaming mirrors, cracked software portals, ancient forums, and shadow communities live. Many exist only temporarily, expecting to disappear at any moment. Everything constantly moves, rebrands, and migrates quietly. Links decay fast, bookmarks rot, communities scatter when pressure appears. A site vanishes Monday, reappears Wednesday under a new name and a worse logo. Visiting isn't illegal, but the content exists in a legal gray zone. One wrong click and you're in malware territory. Ads lie. Download buttons betray you. Trust is optional and usually misplaced. Here, reputation spreads by word of mouth, not reviews. Links are shared quietly. Screenshots replace documentation entirely. While the surface web fights for visibility, the Bergy Web fights for survival. The goal isn't fame, it's not getting erased. And yes, you can reach it with a normal browser, no special tools, just curiosity and questionable judgment. And from here on, visibility isn't the problem anymore, access is. Level 3. The Deep Web. Go deeper and things get quieter and more official. This is the Deep Web, the real mass of the internet, built for function rather than discovery. Anything behind a login lives here. Email, banking, cloud storage, school portals, medical records, subscriptions, passwords, paywalls, internal systems, all deep web. About 90% plus of the internet sits here, invisible to search engines and unreachable without permission. This level does most of the internet's actual work. Technically, it's the same as the surface web. Same browsers, same protocols. The difference is access, authorization, and intent. Automation hums constantly, syncing databases, caching sessions, validating permissions endlessly. Much of it is dynamically generated. Your inbox or bank page exists only for you, then disappears. It's not mysterious, just private. Mostly boring, also absolutely essential. But if you keep descending, the lights start going out. This is the last level where your identity still exists. Up to this point, everything still has a name attached to it. An account, an email address, a traceable identity. Once you go further, that changes completely. From here on, the internet stops caring who you are, only whether you can be found. Level 4. The Dark Web. This is where privacy turns into full anonymity. You can't stroll in with Chrome. You need a browser built specifically for anonymous access. wrapping your connection in layers of encryption and rerouting traffic constantly across nodes. Sites usually end in .onion and don't appear on normal search engines. Addresses change often, and permanence is never guaranteed. Some exist for legitimate reasons: secure tip sites, anonymous reporting platforms, communication tools under strict governments. And then there's the rest: black markets, fraud shops, stolen data, malware disguised as tools, reviews like 5 stars, fast delivery. Trust is built through reputation, not identity. Anonymity removes faces, but consequences still exist: delayed, distorted, amplified. The dark web isn't untouchable. Law enforcement shuts sites down regularly. But for every one removed, worse ones appear, faster and harder to trace. Visiting isn't illegal in most countries. Interacting with the wrong content can absolutely wreck your life. Still, it's fascinating. A look at what the internet becomes when anonymity is absolute. But according to legend, this still isn't the bottom. Everything beyond this point is no longer documented, only speculated. Level 5. Mariana's Web. If the dark web is the creepy basement, Mariana's Web is the campfire story about what's underneath. Supposedly, it contains ultra-classified government files, advanced AI, secret societies, ancient knowledge, or data only quantum computers can decrypt. In short, everything and nothing. There's zero evidence it exists. No screenshots, no code. Just an internet myth born from conspiracy threads and insomnia, repeated often enough to feel real. Myths persist because complexity invites stories where documentation completely fails. It survives because humans hate unfinished maps. If there's depth, we assume there's a bottom waiting somewhere. Level 6, the mediator level. This level appears in speculative models, not real network architecture. It's described as a digital checkpoint between the dark web and anything deeper. Access isn't about passwords, but behavior, patterns, device signatures, maybe biometrics. Systems judge before humans ever see anything. There's no proof it exists as a formal level, but the concepts do. Think of it as a silent gate that decides whether you pass or don't. Level 7. The fog. Below everything structured lies the fog, sometimes called virus soup. Not a real level, just chaos. Abandoned servers, corrupted data, broken code, forgotten network of infected machines running without purpose. It's the internet's graveyard, not somewhere you go intentionally. More like where you end up when something breaks badly and nobody cleans it up properly. Level 8. The Primarch System. At the bottom of internet folklore sits the Primarch System, a rumored self-running AI said to control how data moves and how it's locked. No evidence here either, but the idea sticks because the real internet is absurdly complex. Some code is older than the people maintaining it, and nobody fully understands the whole system anymore. The myth just turns that reality into a science fiction final boss, lurking beneath everything. Most people live their entire digital lives on the surface, never seeing what lies underneath. Some levels are real, some are private, some are broken, and some exist only because we need a story for what we don't understand. Because the internet doesn't really have a bottom, only layers we haven't reached yet.